Get ready, we're talking about color. Benjamin Moore's Color of the Year for 2023. This year, Benjamin Moore is busting out the color wheel, and it's all about saturated, bold colors. Their color of the year for 2023 is raspberry blush. There's really nothing blush about it. Here's how Benjamin Moore describes this color. A vivacious shade of coral tinged with pink, this electric hue is the definition of charismatic color. This Color of the Year video is sponsored by Ana Luisa Jewelry. As a brand ambassador for Ana Luisa Jewelry, I'm always so impressed with their pieces, and most importantly, the fact that they are a sustainably responsible brand. Plus, they make beautiful pieces for you to wear during the upcoming holidays. Today, I'm showcasing some beautifully delicate pieces of jewelry, all of them dipped in 14 karat gold, and although they are sold separately, each have their own unique designs. I think they look lovely together. This is the Suryaz bracelet, and I just love the simplicity of the paperclip shaped links, including the 2 links in the middle that are studded with gems. And then I paired them with the Helen earrings. They have a similar paperclip shape, 2 links creating a dropped earring that is all elegance and simplicity. These are sure to become one of my favorites, plus the post is made from surgical steel, making it hypoallergenic. And to finish off my look today, I'm wearing the Lori necklace, such a timeless piece with these interconnected loops, both of which are studded with gems, just like my bracelet. The most important reason I love working with this brand is that all these pieces are sustainably produced. They've been offsetting their carbon emissions since January of 2020 and are now completely carbon neutral. And they've helped restore 2.5 million gallons of water, making them water neutral as well. Plus, they have so many lovely designs, from modern and minimal to timeless and classic. I'm so proud that they are my sponsor for this video, and I want you to enjoy their pieces as much as I do. Use the link in the description box below so you can shop these beautiful pieces and so much more. Go on and pamper yourself just before the holidays. And now back to the color of the year. A year after picking a pale green for their color of the year, remember this? I'll link it below so that you can watch it because I still think it's a great color. Oh, and that color palette is still one of my favorites. But raspberry blush is bold, happy, and fun. It's a burst of color, a burst of orange, red, and pink, a true coral color. I have to say, although I use Benjamin Moore all the time in my interior design practice, the color of the year isn't usually a color that I end up using with my clients. It's not like I try to incorporate the color of the year into any of my projects or anything like that. But I do love the idea that a color is used to pinpoint a collective mood or feeling. I think that's kind of exciting and intriguing. And I think color can inspire and reflect ideas and feelings all around us. So this raspberry blush is definitely the kind of color that can inspire. Last year, there were lots of paint companies that picked green colors. I guess they were all on the same page. Green is calming, soothing, and safe. It offers up feelings of stability and security. This year, the paint companies seem to have differing opinions. Sherwin-Williams chose Redend Point, a pukey pink beige clay color, if I do say so myself. PPG's choice is Vining Ivy, a deep blue-green color. Behr chose Blank Canvas. I think the name says it all. Dunn Edwards picked Terra Rosa, a deep rosy terracotta and pink color. And another one of my faves, Farrow & Ball, well, they didn't even pick a color. Instead, they introduced 11 new colors into their collection. So maybe all that stability and calm created diverging opinions. Anyway, back to Benjamin Moore's selection of raspberry blush, and before I show you how to use this very saturated color in your home, I want to talk about their color trends palette for 2023. In the last few years, Benjamin Moore has selected a whole palette of colors, as well as their one choice for the color of the year. Here are the palettes for the 2 previous years side by side. In 2021, Benjamin Moore presented a palette that was warm, sun-baked, aged, and nourishing. Last year's palette was all about more color, but in a more green, soothing palette. See, it's a great palette, isn't it? Still one of my faves. Well, get ready. This year's palette is completely different. Here's what Benjamin Moore says about this trending palette. Our Color Trends 2023 palette was chosen for its distinct presence and personality. Each of these 8 confident hues offer inspiration and creativity. So yes, this is the Color Trends palette for 2023. And yes, like all the palettes before, all the colors work well with each other in theory, but in a practical sense, I'm not sure I would want to use this color palette for my whole home. What I love about the palettes from previous years is that they really were a great foundation for a whole home color palette. Take last year's palette. I could see Wildflower or Mysterious as beautiful front door exterior colors, with your principal rooms in any of the neutral gray-green colors. I'd love a real country kitchen feel with October mist on the cabinets and an island in Gloucester sage. Bedrooms in natural linen or morning dew. And Fernwood green for a lovely, happy laundry room. See, a whole home concept. But I don't think we can say the same for this year's palette. It's just really intense, and most people wouldn't paint their homes all of these paint colors. I just don't see that happening. In fact, I'm telling you, don't paint your home all these colors. You'll notice that even Benjamin Moore's photos of this year's palette only use the one color along with white or black, meaning they really aren't a good palette to use together in your home. So that's why, in my opinion, Benjamin Moore has provided a second palette, what they're calling their neutral pairings palette. I think they're telling us that we need to focus on these neutrals and then insert some of their trends palette colors in strategic places. Maybe the idea is you get to choose which one of these colors you love and fit your personality and then paint, like accent walls. I guess that could work. Hey everyone, did you know you can get personalized interior design advice from me? I offer up 30-minute design consultations virtually. All you need to do is head over to my Patreon page for all the details. Plus, are you enjoying this video? Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Or if you really appreciate the information in this video, give me a super thanks. It's somewhere down here. By liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, you are helping me make more videos just like this one. So thank you for helping me out. Okay, putting all the palette business aside, let's go through some inspiring images for each of these colors, starting with the color of the year, Raspberry Blush. Raspberry Blush is full of saturation. It's bright without being neon. It's orange, but not orange. It's pink, but not pink. It's red, but not red. It's definitely a color that looks great in a modern setting. There's a sharpness that makes it clean and bright and fresh. If you have traditional moldings on your walls, one way to make that look more modern is to paint it all out like this. And Raspberry Blush certainly brings these traditional elements into more focus. You can't help but see that fireplace. But would I paint a whole living room this color? Probably not. It's just too intense for me. I think an accent wall could work if you really love this color. But I would consider using it in smaller rooms, like this mudroom. If you're craving color and character, I think Raspberry Blush could really brighten up a dark space. And it looks great as painted wood. And I love the use of the lighter blush color on top. Together with the built-in seats in Raspberry Blush, again, painted wood in this color can be striking. You can mix and pair this color with lots of blues and teals like these toss cushions and the pale wall color. So there are ways to introduce this color into your home without painting an entire room. In fact, if you loved last year's palette, you could add Raspberry Blush very easily, like a punchier version of Wildflower. And the rest of the palette still works. Maybe Benjamin Moore is really just trying to inspire all different kinds of people by giving them these 8 incredible colors and asking you to pick one or two and get creative. If you find Raspberry Blush to be too intense, maybe a color like Tofino Sunset is more up your alley. One of only 2 pale colors in the palette this year, Tofino Sunset is lovely and almost dusty. It has a vintage quality to it, and I love it with splashes of Raspberry Blush in special pieces of furniture or accessories. I think it would look lovely in a bedroom with similar peaches and pinks mixed into bedding and decor. The other pale color is probably my favorite of all the colors this year. It's called New Age, and it's a pale lilac pink color with just a touch of gray. It's soothing and pale without it being too pretty and too precious. Benjamin Moore shows it here in a bathroom. Something a bit daunting in my mind, but I think it would look great in the bedroom. I love mixing it with all sorts of intense blues and purples. Pair it with fresh white like White Heron from the Neutral Pairings palette, and you really see the loveliness of the purple coming through. But what I think would be really great and what makes it quite an amazing color is using it in a living room setting with loads of purple accents and textures. Or add more touches of peach and cream and deep mauve for a very sophisticated palette. And then we move on to these other intense colors. So if you're not a raspberry blush type person and you are craving more color than New Age or Tofino Sunset can provide, then maybe you're attracted to a color like Starry Night. Starry Night is dark and inky and a real blue. It's quite dramatic and reminds me of a furry Muppet we all know and love. This color is quite dark. Painting it all over in one room will definitely darken the room, and light will get absorbed quite easily, so that's definitely something to keep in mind if you don't have an abundance of light. Using it in a bathroom and pairing it with white, you'll get a real fun burst of color. It's fresh and vibrant. And because blue is a popular color for bathrooms, you could paint your vanities Starry Night for a strong focal point. I think blue is one of those long-lasting color palettes for bathrooms, so it's a good choice. Benjamin Moore shows it as a color-blocked treatment in your kitchen. It's quite a modern take, but if you really love this color, you could use it on your base kitchen cabinets in a bright kitchen. The blue makes for a fun and bright space. I like the idea of using it for your kitchen island if you're looking for a jolt of color in your white kitchen. Next up, we have Wenge. This is a deep, dark chocolate color. I love this image with the brown mohair sofa. It's exactly what this color reminds me of. It's warm and delicious. But again, it's really dark. I have a hard time believing most people would want to paint a whole room this color. But if you do, think of cozy library vibes or a dark study like this, adding lots of artwork, lots of wood furniture, lots of fabric, texture, and patterns. The pale pink ceiling may even be Tofino Sunset to help in lightening up the room. Along the same lines as Wenge, but perhaps a more usable, more practical color, is Cinnamon. It's just as warm and delicious. It's orange and brown together. For me, it feels like a great color for a dining room. It has that warm social feeling, and pairing it with dark furniture would look quite dramatic, but still cozy and approachable. I also think adding white wainscoting could be a lovely balance of fresh and cozy if you have a more historical home. Cinnamon could be used in place of raspberry blush if you're looking for a more muted tone, but with similar warmth and impact. And it's definitely one of those colors that you see everywhere in home decor and fashion these days. Terracotta, rust, and clay colors are popping up everywhere and can be mixed with creams, peach, and pink. I was fully expecting Benjamin Moore's color of the year to reflect more of this cinnamon color. So it's definitely a more practical color with intensity and depth. And then we have probably the most intense, the most shocking of color, Savannah Green, which is actually more yellow than green, more gold leaf, more ochre, more vibrant, just more. I love this color in those velvety drapes, so luxe, so rich. In fact, as a paint color, Savannah Green is difficult to use, but as an upholstered piece, it could look quite sophisticated. Like here, these built-in seat cushions amid a black and white interior is perfection. Or this velvet settee in this dining room. Looks beautiful, just enough color to make this room really sing. I love this image, a great burst of color and even more striking with bold black and white stripes. There's great balance in using black and white with this color, so if you love this look, definitely use onyx black and white heron from that secondary neutral pairings palette. The key to using this deep ochre color is that you need to pair this color with a clean white. White heron is a great choice, or Chantilly lace would work too. You need that clean white color because if your white is gray or cream, then Savannah Green will look muddy and yucky. It will lose that luster. And finally, color number 8 is called North Sea Green, a deeply intense teal color that I think many of you will gravitate towards because it's both blue and green, and people just love blue and green colors. It's definitely a beautiful jewel toned color, so if you're looking for a jewel box effect, you could use this in your powder room as an all-over color. Here we see it paired with Savannah Green in an adjoining room. The two colors work well together because they are both acidic, but I think balance is key. Too much acidity is bad for your teeth. It actually reminds me of Aegean Teal, Benjamin Moore's color of the year in 2021. Definitely check out this video on how to use that color. And maybe you'll be able to replace it with North Sea Green. I think Aegean Teal is a little more practical because it's not as intense as North Sea Green, but do check it out if you're a fan of teal. I'll leave the link in this video down below as well. My favorite way to use this color would be for your front door. It provides a striking, friendly, and inviting color for your home. So here's your takeaway. If you're looking for some inspiration, you'll find it in Benjamin Moore's color palette of 2023. 8 different colors, each with their own personality. And perhaps the key is find your personality in one of these colors and incorporate it into your home. And if nothing else, know that the choice of raspberry blush as the color of the year is a signal that color is back. We are craving more choice, more color, more personality. And isn't that what we want for our homes, to reflect our choices and our personality? I think that's what this is all about. I've got lots of other color of the year videos, so go ahead and check them out. You might find something you love from previous years. I'll link them all below. And speaking of something you love, which of this year's colors are you loving? Are you all about that raspberry blush? Or maybe you're a Savannah Green fan. Or maybe you're with me and loving that new age color. Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you're loving. And if you're interested in sustainable jewelry like the pieces that I'm wearing today, I definitely recommend Ana Luisa Jewelry. I'm so happy to be partnering with them because I know they are producing beautiful pieces and trying to do their part to keep our planet happy and healthy. Head to the link in the description below and pamper yourself with some new jewelry pieces just in time for the holidays. You can support this channel through Patreon. I've got lots of tiers, including one where you can schedule a one-on-one video consultation with me. Maybe you need help finalizing your own paint colors. I can help you with some personalized advice. So check out my Patreon page for all the details at patreon.com/designchickee. And a big shout out to my patrons. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It helps to grow this channel. And as always, thanks for watching this little design tip. I'll have lots more design tips just like this one coming soon. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss the next video. See you soon.